everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Jeanette and today we're going to talk about how to incorporate a plant-based diet into your life, and I'm going to give you a couple of different ideas on things you can make that are fun and easy and anybody can enjoy. So the term plant-based diet is pretty mainstream today, I think. A lot of people have heard about it, maybe are already doing it or are curious about it, and some people might even be intimidated by it on how to get started. And let's start with what is a plant-based diet. Now keep in mind, anything in this video here today is just my opinion. You might think differently about all of this, but to me, plant-based just means eating a diet that's based on or focused around plants. And a lot of people equate plant-based with vegan, which means no animal products. And while that might be true for some people, I don't think it's true for other people. And I think that people still can consume animal-based products and still eat a plant-rich diet. The reason I say that is food choices are based on a number of different variables, and it's a very personal thing. It's based on things from culture, beliefs, religion, where you live, what food is available to you, what you can afford, what you like and don't like. Are you coming together with a group of people to celebrate something, etc.? I mean, there's just so many different parts to this, and food is a very personal subject. So when it comes down to food choices and the type of diet and lifestyle you wish to follow, you have to really look at what your goals are, what your current state of health is, what are your health and fitness goals? Do you want to maybe address any health problems? Do you want to lose weight, gain weight, maintain weight? There's a lot of different factors that come into play. I think a lot of us can agree that most people here in the United States probably don't eat enough fruits and vegetables, and so the more of that we can get into our diets, I just think that's a win in my book. But it might seem really intimidating to people when they hear plant-based, because it might seem like they have to give up a lot of things that they really enjoyed eating. And I don't think that that's necessarily the case for everybody. There are a lot of resources out there as well on the subject. So, head to the internet, YouTube, there's books, do all the research that you can on it and find what feels right to you and go with it. You might be familiar with some of the ways that people decide to do this, and these are only a few ideas. Like I said, the sky is really the limit on how you want to do this, but you might have heard of something called whole food plant-based, and these folks tend to eat foods that are, as minimally processed as possible. They try to avoid more processed foods like things made from flour, like breads and cookies and crackers, and most of these people avoid oils as well. And then there's people that decide to follow a vegan diet, which excludes all animal products, and that often spills over into their lifestyles as well. And then there's people who follow a plant-based diet, and some of them might jump in and do it 100%, and other people might do it maybe 75% of their plate, plant-based stuff, and then maybe, 25% or less, or whatever they choose to do could be from animal sources. So they still are building a plant-rich plate. They just are eating more of an omnivorous diet, and that works for them. And like I said, the sky is the limit on this. You can do it however you want, and things can evolve and change over time for you as you do some experimentation and figure out what works and what doesn't work for you. And then there's people that just want to start eating more fruits and vegetables. And what my dad and I actually did when we started down this path was something called crowding out. So we started to bring in more of what we thought were more nutritious foods and crowd out the junky stuff that we were eating. And instead of looking at it as these are all the things that we're not going to be able to eat any longer, we brought in this beautiful bounty of foods and said, look at all the things we can eat now. And then there's folks who just want to try something like Meatless Monday and go an entire Monday or Tuesday or whatever with just eating plant-based foods, or maybe trying just one meal at a time being plant-based and seeing how you like it. So at the end of the day, don't get too hung up on labels and what everybody else is doing and what you think you should be doing and that you're not doing it well enough. Just do what feels right to you. It can change as you need it to. Do your experimentation, do your research, and you will find what works for you, and most importantly, just have fun with it. All right, so now we're gonna move on to a couple of different things that you can make. They're fun and easy. They're customizable. That's what I like about this diet as well, is that you can really customize your dishes to suit other people at the table. That's something that my boyfriend and I have done. He is not plant-based, I am, so I end up making a dish that we can customize to suit our needs. And you've seen that in some other videos that I've done. That's what you can do with these two recipes here. They're a great way to bring some more plant-based foods into your life. They're fun, they're colorful, and I think anybody can really enjoy them. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we're making are some yummy rainbow summer rolls. These are so easy to make and you can virtually put anything you want into them, and all they are really is like a handheld salad that you can dip in some yummy peanut sauce. So the first thing I do is start preparing my veggies. So I like to slice up really thinly some cucumber, carrots, red cabbage. I like to slice some scallions nice and thin. I chop up some lettuce greens, and I like cilantro in mine, so I'm gonna put some of that in there as well. And I also put some sliced red and yellow pepper in there. You could also add orange pepper or green pepper. And then I have this really beautiful rainbow of colors, and I start filling my spring roll wrappers. So I just get like a pan of water that's big enough to hold the wrapper, and I fill it with some water, and I put my wrapper in there and I let it soak for about 10 to 15 seconds or a little more if needed, until it starts to become a little bit pliable. And as it sits on the cutting board, it's gonna continue to absorb water and soften up even more. Then you just start layering in your veggies, and the trick is to not overfill these or it'll be a little bit more difficult to roll. So then I just start layering in my vegetables, and then all you do is take the ends and roll it up just like a burrito. All right, on to the yummy peanut sauce. For this, you're gonna need 3 tablespoons of peanut butter, 1 tablespoon of seasoned rice vinegar, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, or I'm using Bragg's liquid aminos, which is very similar, 1 tablespoon of maple syrup, about a half a teaspoon of sesame oil, about a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, a half a teaspoon of ground ginger, about 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, or you can substitute lime juice, and a pinch of red pepper flakes. And then start mixing this all together, and don't worry, it's gonna look like it's not coming together at first, but just keep going and it will become a nice thick sauce. All right, moving on to the next thing, which are little personal pizzas. And for this, I'm gonna be using my homemade corn tortillas as the base, as my pizza crust. And then we're gonna put pizza sauce on there and lots of veggies and just kind of personalize the toppings. So I'm getting very into New Mexican style cooking. I used to live out in New Mexico, and I'm learning a lot of new things, and I just really like the flavors of the Southwest. So I'll be doing a separate video where I show you how I do my homemade corn tortillas, and they're incredibly easy to make, and a few other things as well. But that's what I'm using for the crust here. And then I just top it with pizza sauce, and we each put whatever toppings we want on it. And I pop it in the oven at about 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 5 minutes to warm things up. And then everything is ready. So there you have it. Hopefully after watching this video, if you haven't given plant-based a try and you want to give it a try, you don't feel so intimidated by it, or if you just want to bring some more, fruits and vegetables into your life, then hopefully you have a couple of good ideas from this video. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.